Hey, how is everybody doing? I hope you're doing very, very well. I'm Tristan Barracks and I am here. I am actually turning up my headphones so I can hear a little bit better. But I'm just jumping online here really quickly because I haven't been on for a long time at all. And I recognize that there's been a lot of things that have changed, not only just on YouTube, but just in my world, your world, and everybody's world. And so I want to jump on here. I want to just say hello, see how everybody's doing. It's been forever and a day. And I wanted to see what you've been working on, what you've been thinking about, how things have been developing in your life. For those of you that don't know who I am, my name is Tristan Barracks. I am the digital storyteller. I am a filmmaker, a director, writer, and just an all around creative guy. And one of the things that I've been eagerly focused on for the last few years is just building my directorial career. For those of you that don't know, I was working for a long time, a very, very long time, on my own business, doing wedding stuff, doing photography, doing uh, DP work. Um, I'm located in the Toronto area, and so there's a lot of like creative uh, conglomerates and people that work in this space, in this creative space. And something really special happened a few years ago. I started to build a community, built a community on several different social media platforms, but specifically YouTube. And there was a lot that was going on at that time in my life. Obviously, it was probably around just before 2020, just before the pandemic, and I really wanted to do content creation because I felt like that was a way for me to have an outlet to create and to tell stories. But one of the things I think I was missing, one of the key components was just this idea of how to, you know, not just make a living, but really monetize and build out a strategy around like having an ecosystem. I always said to my audience that what, in spite of everything that I do, at the end of the day, I want to be a director, and I want to be doing what I'm teaching people. I taught people how to light and how to change settings on the cameras and how to use softwares, and I still do that to today. I teach and I train people, but at the end of the day, if I'm not out there actually creating stuff and being a professional, creative professional, then I really don't think that I'm bringing the value that I believe that people want, because people want to know that you're actually successful at your craft. And so, about 2 years ago, I stopped creating films and videos, not because I didn't like creating videos and I didn't like to create content, but because I recognized in myself that if I didn't take the time to really jump on the opportunities that were in front of me, I think that I would have missed a moment to develop myself creatively. And I think a lot of us kind of go through that, right? A lot of us go through this idea where it's like, okay, cool, where do I get the most eyeballs? Where do I get the most attention? How can I be seen? How can I be acknowledged and affirmed? Especially being creatives, because we have so many ideas in our minds, and oftentimes people don't understand us, and we walk through life feeling misunderstood, unseen, and undervalued. And so I wanted to I wanted to get somewhere with my career. Ultimately, I wanted to become a director and a film and television director. And the last 2.5, 3 years has been an amazing journey, leading me through so many different opportunities. I've been able to really, since 2015, travel across the world and be a content creator, but now specifically a director. And I do both commercials and direct commercials for large brands and ad firms, but then I also write and direct my own films and TV shows with my wife, who produces with me. And one of the greatest things about it is that it's kind of like starting your whole career over again. You know, anytime you start, you go into a new sector and a new phase or stage in your life, you're never going to be top dog. You always got to start from the bottom, right? From the what they call the mud. And so I did that. You know, I had built up a certain level of prestige and awareness and content and skills at my current level in 2021, 2020, 2022, around there. And I made a decision to find representation as a director, and I found representation, and I started to get work as a director, as a commercial director, and it was amazing. It was one of the best things that ever happened to me because I was able to now expand my horizons and my vision as it pertains to my dreams and my goals for my own creative journey. And oftentimes I hear people say, well, how did you do this? How did you get that? How did you get representation? It was all based upon me being consistent and creating and constantly learning and failing and then rebuilding myself again, and also being open to criticism and open to feedback and open to seeing how other people do things, you know, for better or for worse. And all of these things kind of collided together to get me to a place where, as much as I love doing creative commercial work, at the end of the day, I was a filmmaker, I was a storyteller, and not a short form storyteller, but a long form, a filmmaker. And so I ultimately was convinced that I wasn't going to get hired to tell a story that was already written. I would have to write it myself. And actually, just before that, I actually got an opportunity from an amazing group of creatives from an organization called Cry Creative, who actually gave me the opportunity to direct their film called Wallflower. And Wallflower was a film. Actually, it was a web series turned into film, which I edited into a live action film. And what I learned from that process is how important having a strong team is, and not just having a team, but having a strong team, a team that has identity, that understands who they are, that knows their strengths, their weaknesses, knows where their placement is, how they're going to execute at a high level. And so I did that. That worked out well. We were able to pitch a network, and they picked it up. They bought it. They licensed the film, and I got my first credit. But I wanted more. I wanted to push myself more, and I also felt like, you know, I needed to expedite the process a little bit more, especially within my career. It's really difficult for people to hand over the keys to their idea to you. And so I had to come up with an idea. And I last year I went into a Sundance collab, and in that Sundance collab, it's like a workshop. It's like an intensive, like an 8 to 12 week intensive, and it helped me to write one of my first screenplays, a short film called Sugar Dumpling. And I finished that script, and I said this was the script that I wanted to develop into my first official short film. And I'm going to show it to you now. I'm going to show you that trailer right now. And I'd love to know your thoughts right after this. So check it out.
Mister, not touch me! Not touch me!
Your father's behavior is problematic.
You're mad at it?
What's wrong with you?
Yeah, well, I don't know why he's my problem now. Yeah, but he's losing it, and this might be the only opportunity you have.
Hey, Bunny, me know say you are ready. Me did this a run little joke.
Mom, I don't even know where to start. Baby, just start where your hand can reach.
So that was the trailer to my new project called Sugar Dumpling, a film that I wrote and directed, and my wife Netanya, produced, and I'm really excited about it. It's something that I was kind of like on edge in terms of whether or not I want to share it with this community, but I felt like I owed it, not owed it, but I felt like it would be a good time to share this project with y'all and let you know that I am alive. I've been doing a lot of stuff, and like I've always been committed to this community about is like I'm not just a talker, I'm a doer. And so if I'm going to teach you guys anything about storytelling and say this is the way that you tell a story, this is the way that you shoot a story, this is the way you capture a story, this is how you become a digital storyteller, I got to do the thing, right? I got to be out there. And so I've been out there, I've been traveling, I've been going to markets, I've been pitching, because that's a part of being a filmmaker and a digital storyteller and a creative within this space. And this film, Sugar Dumplin, is something that's near and dear to me. The story centers around a relationship between a father and a daughter, an estranged father to his daughter, and they're trying to reconnect, trying to find each other. And it really kind of asks this question of how do you love somebody you don't like, right? How do you wrap your arms around somebody you don't really get along with? And so I would love for you to be able to check out some more information about it. If you go to Sugar Dumpling without any G, sugardumplingfilm.com, and I'll leave it in the description as well. You can get some more information about the film and which film festivals it's going to be at, and what are some of our next moves. It's going to be doing its 2025 film festival run. Then after that, we're going to do screenings around North America and into the UK and Europe, and hopefully as well as the West Indies. And really, the reason why I'm sharing this with you guys is because I recognize that things are challenging, right? You know, people are losing their jobs. We're not making a lot of money. There's a lot of barriers in terms of being successful in this industry. And I wanted to encourage you to say that, like, this whole film, the trailer that you just saw, it was all self-funded. You know, it was self-funded by myself and my wife, and we put our whole savings into this film and into this project because we believe in storytelling and we believe in the power of cinema. And so if you are you know, trying to aspire to tell stories, if you are really one of those people that's afraid to take that risk and take that chance, I just want to encourage you to say, do it. Like, do it broke, do it tired, do it fearful, do it frustrated, do it not feeling loved, not feeling seen, because at the end of the day, if that story is alive in you, it's going to resonate with somebody else. And so I'm really looking forward to sharing more content with this community, not only about just the film and watching the film, but how I made the film. I have tons and tons of BTS footage that I'm going to be releasing exclusively on this channel, as well as the Sugar Dumpling channel. If you want to check that out, you can. We're also going to be releasing a podcast talking to the different creatives that I collaborated with to make this film possible. And I'm just telling you, man, I'm super excited. I'm really kind of amped up and charged up because I feel like I have something to say and something to share now, and I'm really excited about actually jumping back online, talking to y'all, sharing some more stuff, also answering your questions. I don't think it's not just about being a person who is just going to tell you a whole bunch of stuff and not actually answer some of your questions. I want to answer some of your questions. Thank you so much. I appreciate the love and the comments. The thing I also want to let you all know about is that if you do want to you know, learn more about the project, you can join the mailing list. We're not spamming you with a whole bunch of stuff. We're not going to force you to pay a subscription fee or anything like that. It's just to get more information about the project, and you can find it on the website or find it on the YouTube channel, and you can subscribe to the mailing list there. I'm also going to be working on a few other projects coming into 2025. So if you are looking for any sort of mentoring opportunities, or if you're looking for ways to be able to kind of like see how the sausage is made, see how projects are made, see how things are being directed and created, I would love to entertain and see how we can get you some of those experiences. And so, anyways, I just wanted to tell you that dope news. I hope y'all are doing well. If you do have any thoughts or questions, please let me know in the comment section below. Again, I didn't want to belabor the point, but I do appreciate you watching this, and I can't wait to share with you more things about this project. Sugar Dumpling, remember, it's www.sugardumplingfilm.com, or you can just look on YouTube, youtube.com/sugardumplingfilm. All right. Thank you so much. Y'all have a wonderful day. You already know what it is. Big up yourself. Peace and have a wonderful day.